What's up, and welcome to episode 2 of the Q podcast with a very special throwback guest,
Don't
Mr.
call me.
Good old Danny Boy of
What's
Two Real Geeks.
up, Miguel? What is going on,
What's going on with you?
bro? Just having some fun like we always do.
It's about to get really fun because we go
Listen.
way back and we're going to talk about the origin. But
You know,
before we
Me
continue,
around it gets fun.
I know it's weird and this thing could go for like 3-4 hours, but I have to cap it off and we can't.
Just tell me to be quiet at some point, okay?
I'll try my best. That's hard. That's hard to do. But
Yeah, it
before we continue, to speak on the premise of the show, it's as if we were in a hypothetical queue line waiting to go on your favorite attraction, and we're just having a conversation as we wait. So with that being said, what is your favorite ride?
What's my
Period
favorite
in the
ride?
world. It could be a roller coaster ride, whatever.
Oh, wow. So wait. There's each park has its own ride. So
What is your favorite? No. What is your favorite ride? Period.
Right.
You know what it is.
All right, right now we can either go on Goliath or we can go on Twisted Cyclone. We're gonna keep it simple.
Choose one.
You know what? Let's go Goliath. It has a longer queue line. So if we're gonna stand here and talk, we might as well go on the longer ride. So let's go on that.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going on Goliath right now. So as we get to talking and chatting, as we already have, Danny, introduce yourself.
I am Danny from Two Real Geeks, and my channel is me and Jess, and we are husband and wife, and we're out here, and we're all about fun. We're not just theme parks. We're not just roadside attractions. If it's fun, we're doing it.
It's weird because it's not weird, but that's a unique genre. Like people don't actually think of it.
It's okay.
No, people don't think that's a genre. Like, oh, how would you describe your channel? What's the genre? Sports, this, that?
Adventurous.
No, fun.
Adventurous. Fun. Adventurous.
Makes sense.
Fun adventures.
So you guys know. Yeah, exactly. You guys know a lot of his their theme park content and other adventures that we're gonna touch on. But but just anything fun that pops up, Danny always has his camera and he is ready to press record. It's crazy.
Yep.
It's crazy.
You'll find us at Comic Cons. You'll find us. We went to medieval times. We go miniature golfing. You'll find us in the woods, finding weird things in the woods. On top of that,
yes, finding
weird random graves. We'll go.
All I have to say, guys, is doll heads.
Yeah.
It'll be there on his channel. It'll be there.
That was an amazing video that we did.
It was good. It really was.
I wish I did more editing on that one, honestly. But the music on it was spot on. I'm really happy with that one.
Well, that's good. That's good. Because there's no point of putting out something that you're not proud of. I hope you don't do that.
No.
Okay.
No. Look, it doesn't matter what the view is for us.
Yeah.
I do it and I put it out just so I can share it with people.
Yeah.
I have fun there. I want you guys to come along and have fun too. So
no, that definitely makes sense. And I've always gravitated and liked your content. We'll speak on from last year.
Okay.
I used to kind of wait for a Two Real Geeks video because my home local park is Six Flags Over Georgia, as long with you and Jess.
Yes.
At this moment, your home local park is Six Flags Over Georgia. So I can go out and cover and vlog or do a video on that park. But the cool thing is there's always a different perspective. So that's what I liked. Seeing it through somebody else's eyes, because I'm doing it. I'll be vlogging and you guys will see it from my perspective, my eyes. But it's always nice to sit there because I'm a fan of theme park content as well, to see it from somebody else's eyes. And really quick, what I liked about you two that made me gravitate to you guys, I have never told you this. I have never told you.
No, you actually haven't. I really want to find this out.
Yes, so that's why, if you guys notice, for those listening on SoundCloud, the man is smiling right now.
I'm like, wait, I'm like, give it to me. Come on.
You guys would go out to the park, and I had my woes. I never spoke on it really in a video. More so now, you know this. But back in the day, I would kind of keep it very PC and not really voice like, oh man, the hot dog stand was down, or the hot dogs weren't good, whatever. But you guys would genuinely go to the parks and have a blast as if see, I'm
Yeah.
watching other people go to Disney and Universal,
Yep.
big parks, which are amazing. And you guys would go to Six Flags Over Georgia, which is my park too, and I know there's issues there. Love
Yep.
the park, love
I
the
do
park.
too. I do
But
too.
there's some issues, just like any theme park, mainly
I know where you're
particular
going
smaller
with
ones.
this. I know
But
where
you
you're going with
guys,
this.
you guys would act like it's Disney World, and I'm
Yeah.
like, how in the world are
Yeah.
they doing this? And I can also see it's authentic and it's real.
Yep.
How is this their Disney World? I'm like, this is awesome. Like, I'm just like in awe and just kept waiting for more
So
content. So yeah, that's a little
we can
backstory of
explain that.
yeah.
We can explain
Go
that.
ahead. Yeah, please,
It's
please do.
because it's not just Six Flags we do that. It's everywhere.
Mhm.
Number one, there's enough negative YouTube viewing out there. Like
Yeah,
I don't see like if I hear something negative or whatever, I'm sorry, you're gonna lose me. I'm gonna shut it. I'm like, I don't want to hear this.
true.
I'm at work all day, whatever. I don't
Yeah,
need to hear all this. I want to escape reality. And our
correct.
channel was an escape for reality for people.
Okay.
Going to the theme park for us is an escape for our reality. So
Yeah.
yeah, everything that you see in our video is
Mhm.
legit us having fun.
So it's a beautiful thing too, because you guys are escaping reality, trying to have genuine, like real, true fun, but you're
Yeah,
also bringing others along
right,
with you and being
right.
selfless, so to
Yeah.
speak. Like you guys are
And
like
that's what we
taking
wanted
others along.
from day one. We sat there
Yeah,
and vowed and said that we don't want to document places
yeah,
or explain things to
hmm
people, and we want to take people with us places.
right,
I mean, really, the channel started more for my sister up in
yeah,
New York,
hmm
who has Down syndrome also,
yeah,
so she can come along with us to places that we're going here in Atlanta after we moved down here.
right.
So after that, people found us and they're like you just did, and
hmm
like, this is great. This is so positive, and we
So
just want more.
so what made you? So you came down here. When do you remember the conversation maybe you and Jess had to start the channel? Like what was the true origin? Obviously to do it for your sister and family so they could see your adventures because you moved from
Right,
New York to
right.
Georgia. So just the whole spiel of the origin of the name. Cause like
Jess,
I
Jess
love how
came up with
basic and
the name.
simple it. Oh
I
really?
have I have a little diary that we keep for the channel and stuff.
Wow.
And in this diary, like we would have to like sit here and go through the names of it, but there's so many different names Jess came up with for this.
Give me 2 to 3.
Oh, jeez.
The man
I
has the
got the book
diary
right
right
here.
there ready, guys. I love it.
Let me see. Danny and Jess broke adventures. Jess and Danny have a new plan.
Oh, that was
Uh,
a long one.
Jess
The
and
U
Danny get lost.
the
Jess
URL would
and
have been
Danny
so
weird
long.
world. This literally, like, there's pages on top of pages. Like, I just opened it to this.
Guys, there's
So
like 3 pages of this for those
no, there's
listening
more than
on
three. There's one, two, three, four, five, six, like that. Yeah. It was just name after. We sat there one night. We were just spitting names out,
Yeah.
and
So
then
when you guys landed on Two Real Geeks though, what was that like shining light moment?
it was like, yeah, that works. Like it just to spit it out. We're like, two real geeks, and I was like, there's two of us. We're keeping it real,
Yeah.
and we're geeks because
Oh.
realistic. I mean,
It's so simple, but I didn't think there was like a breakdown like that. Two of y'all you
I
keep
mean,
it real and then that's
you
interesting.
can see behind me the Batman poster
Yeah.
here,
Mhm.
Bride of Frankenstein behind me, and all that,
Right, right.
and also that we were part of the Star Wars costuming group for the
Yes.
501st and the Rebel Legion, so
Yes.
that kind of
Mhm.
brought into the geek part of everything. So it's like, our whole life we're huge. This whole shelf here behind me, which is a 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5-row
Yeah.
shelf,
Oh yeah.
full of
It is,
toys,
guys. It's very full.
full of
It's
toys.
very full. Yeah.
And then I have a
Speaking
whole
of
China
go.
cupboard full of all Nightmare Before Christmas. So it's like, who can get any more geekier than us? I mean,
what
really.
was really crazy was your Talking Tina thing that I didn't even know you had, which is one of the creepiest episodes, in my opinion.
That was the hardest
Twilight
thing
Zone.
I found for Jess, along with the Barbie Addams Family collection.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Are you guys big in the Addams Family? Like,
Jess only has a Morticia Addams tattoo on her arm. I mean, really, but no, not at all.
No, that was just a dare. That was just a dare.
You know.
Yeah, I don't know. I've always gravitated to the Addams Family for some reason, just because they were so weird, but they're still a family. But like,
you know what though?
Huh?
Look, think of me and Jess.
The Addams Family.
Think of how much we're into horror and stuff. Like, we're into, like, you know, superheroes and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
We're more into horror. Everywhere around here. Like, I got a giant, like, Jess used to live on Elm Street, so we have a giant Elm Street sign up on the wall over here.
I didn't know any of this part.
Yeah,
they do. So a giant Elm Street sign just appeared, and yeah. I didn't know you had that though.
Yeah, it's one of our hidden gems. We have a lot of hidden gems, so you know, it's just what we do.
No, I know. So tell me your background though, because you love haunted attractions, you love horror, all that stuff. You guys met running or working at a haunted attraction.
Okay, so
break that down for us, because people may not know this about you. You two, and then for sure that's interesting.
I'll give you the short story, then I'll bring it down. Is Jess and I both managed a haunted house where we met and got married. So that's the short story. The long story is Jess was working at the haunted house before me, and which was actually, of all places, inside a theme park in New York at Rye Playland. So it's on the Long Island Sound. You know, they shut the theme park down, and the people we worked for rented out the picnic pavilion. So whatever. So I met Jess like found me,
because they were separate. They were separate entities, right? The haunted thing's different than
So basically, the guy that we worked for would pay rent to Playland and say, we're going to build this here just because we did it here for 20 years already, and we're you know. Mm-hmm. So it was, you know, it's a decent running haunted house too. So, but you know,
didn't you work at Rye Playland too, though, as well?
No.
I thought you did. Okay.
No. That's one of the. I mean, it's a theme park that's a hole in the wall theme park, but not big enough to consider your home park.
Okay.
But it technically probably should have been considered my home park, but I didn't want it to be my home park. You know what I mean? It's like
you can't choose.
It's like Funland. It's like calling Funland your home park. Who does that? You know?
Right. True.
But like we met there, and you know, hit off well, obviously, and so when I actually when we got engaged, I went right back to the fountain where we met outside of the theme park, and it was like Good Friday or something like that, right around then. So it was totally dead around there, but you know, whatever. But I was like, it has to be right there, back at that location.
It had to be.
And when we got married, we had permission to get married at the haunted house,
right,
inside of Playland,
which is crazy because
they got married, number one, at a haunted house, inside the graveyard at a haunted house.
Correct.
Number two, have their wedding pictures taken inside the haunted house.
Yes.
And number three, have it in a theme park.
It's a recipe for their happiness that I love. That is so authentic and genuine.
We didn't know that was marinating for this channel.
So the origin, it dates all the way back from when you guys met to when you got engaged, married, obviously. And then what? Your honeymoon was at in Florida. Correct?
So our honeymoon, we got married October 2nd.
Yeah.
And then we held off on our honeymoon because we were managers at the haunted house, and we have obligations. So we put the haunted house over our honeymoon just to save it to go for Halloween
Yes.
down to Disney.
Yeah.
And we did Disney and we did Universal.
Halloween Horror Nights. Yeah.
Halloween Horror Nights on 2010. We were
And those lines were crazy.
Oh, well, I'll get to that in a second. I'll tell you why they worked for us. But we Halloween night, we were inside of Halloween Horror Nights on our honeymoon. So me in my typical fashion, I was like, well, we're going on our honeymoon. Yeah. I'm going all out. Yeah. So I had the VIP passes,
of course.
You name it, all the add-ons that you normally will not get because there's so much. Yeah, I got it.
Danny's a romantic man. I want you guys to know that out there. He cares. He's a man of caring.
And you know
he
what?
Went all out. Yeah.
Today, being August 14th, is Jessica's birthday too. So
it's crazy how a year. Wow, guys, hold on. This takes me back all the way to something called Theme Park Fix of last year. A year went by already?
Yeah.
Wow. Yep. Happy birthday, Jess. Wow, sorry. A whole nostalgic moment just froze because I remember we dedicated and gave a shout out to her last year for that. Yeah. Well, anyways, let's keep going. Yeah. Sorry. Wow.
So, but it's yeah, but that, and I'm going to tell you guys honestly.
Wow.
You would figure that we would have liked Halloween Horror Nights, especially on our honeymoon with all the pets.
I thought they would have, as far as hearing the story.
We hated it.
Explain why.
You know what? Working at a haunted house gives you a different perspective on what to expect from a haunted house. And Universal does not. They deliver a great visual haunted house.
Oh, for sure. Okay? You cannot deny that. Yeah.
They do not deliver scares. I'm going into a haunted house. I want to be scared. I want you to interact with me.
I think they can and they do sometimes, but it's not frequent enough to the point because it's overcrowded. Would you say so?
It feels like they're pushing cattle through.
Oh no, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So that makes sense because they'll we talked about offline. There's so much overcapacity pre-COVID at these theme parks, and especially Horror Nights, and even Fright Fest, which we'll touch on soon in a second.
Oh gosh,
those are the money grabbers, so to speak. For some reason, people love.
You want to talk about Fright Fest and how
I want to talk about Fright Fest. I want to talk about. We'll segue into it. But Halloween, people love the idea of being afraid for at least a short period of time throughout the year. Let's say a lot of people are good, right? Yeah. And then they have a small window of the year that they can act a little different. So and be afraid. Exactly. That's a great way that you put it. So
come out in October. That's it.
Well, interesting enough, at the time of us doing this, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween was supposed to start on August 13th, which is crazy how early that would have been.
Which was yesterday.
That's what I'm saying.
Tonight should have been night 2 of
night 2.
Wow.
That's crazy. That's crazy to think about. It was already Halloween, guys. Would already be here.
I was walking around yesterday saying how I want a Lotso burger.
Oh, so good. So good.
We have a recipe for that on our channel.
They do. And you guys can check it out on their channel.
Point.
Yes. Yeah. I need to try your version of it. I have not.
It tastes just like Disney's.
Oh, well, fair enough. Disney
we haven't figured out how to put Lotso's head on the bun. That's the only difference.
True. You can manage that though. You can manage to do that.
Well, I don't have the branding iron that Disney does. So
I'm saying you can find a way. It'll be like your makeshift one. It'll be like some doll head trail. It all ties in.
Much time and take away from editing.
True. But Halloween Horror Nights does push a lot of people through. I still think it's a good event. It does suck that it's not going to happen this year, 2020. Yeah. Just in general, even if you don't like an event, you still kind of want it to happen. You know what I mean? If you don't like Mickey's Not So Scary, so to speak, you still want it to go on because it makes it feel like it's not normal. Nothing's normal about this year.
Universal does awesome scare zones, though. That's what I do. Their scare zones
probably some of the best. I agree with that. I've always said that. I've always said that. Yeah. So, but you guys didn't like your time, even with all the passes that you had.
I wasn't impressed, and it was an anniversary year too for them. It was in 2010, so
that's even worse. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
more people.
I don't know. It was nothing that I would rush back to. You know, maybe if I was living down there,
but I still think you always should have given it another chance.
I
always have thought that.
It's the matter of time and money right now. That's what I'm saying.
No, that's for sure.
If I moved down there into Florida area,
you would
I would give it another chance. Get a season pass and then go, through the season and maybe enjoy it a little more without rushing.
Speaking of that, though, our origin, Danny, how did we meet? It goes back to an interesting, but
Pandemonium, the number preview day for Pandemonium.
Yeah, it was a hot day for one. It was hot.
For that holiday weekend, it was.
It was hot, and that member preview event was early in the day too, and it was still hot. So it was like May. Early. Yeah, it was like 8, 9 in the morning, which is awesome to be there. Because I actually remember going there and walking around the park, and I'm like, I can get used to this. Like, just no crowds or anything. But we go back there, and I'll let you tell it. I'll let you tell it though how we met.
When I was standing there, I was talking to Pop. I ran into him, I saw because he had his shirt on, and me, I have to speak to everybody.
Yeah,
I have to speak to everybody. I have no shit. Jess is like, stop! Don't talk to everybody. Don't. I'm like, shit, I got this. It's good.
That's the same thing. I saw his shirt, and it had the whole YouTube logo thing. I was like,
it was like a magnet, a tractor beam to put it to exact. To keep with my theme.
Right.
The tractor beam sucked me right on in, But,
True.
Honestly, that was the best conversation I stopped and had with anybody. He was so accepting and willing to give advice and stuff and tell me.
Major shout out to Butch, the Crazy Pop, our good pal, good friend, fellow YouTuber, amazing person, incredible,
awesome dude. Like
very true.
And I see Butch there, and he was with you, and me, my typical stuff. I'm like, hey, what's going on?
So Danny comes up. Danny just walks in like he owns the place.
Like always.
He comes in the middle of us, which was fine. And then I'm just like, okay. First of all, I'm like, why is he so tall?
Like, who the heck are you?
Who the heck are you, and why are you so tall, and why are you just coming in here?
I get that a lot too. Like, oh my gosh, you're so tall. I didn't realize you were that tall.
But like, this is the origin. Like, what? We found out both of us had like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Exact spot.
We had like both around 30, 40 subscribers. Like, it was nuts. Like, guys, this is the origin. This is the beginning of both channels, guys.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And Pop had like 1,100.
Was it? Did he have that?
No, he did. I remember it because
he wasn't monetized or anything.
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't monetized. He wasn't monetized. I remember speaking to him because he had the numbers, but I'm like, oh, he must be making money now. Right. He was like, I'm not monetized yet. I'm like, wait, how does that work? I didn't know anything about watch time.
When you're at the numbers you and I were at, you think anybody who has it over, like, oh, you're monetized. You're somebody.
He's a big YouTuber.
I got a
big time.
I'm bringing it on to you.
And it was just funny from there. But you came in there, and then Danny guys used to rock the fanny pack around the park. And not so often.
Oh, to Six Flags all the time because it's the bag that they let on the rides.
Yeah, you went backpack for a
while. The time. Myself. I still do the purple fanny pack.
But
don't knock it.
No, it was fine because of what you're saying. They let you on the rides, which was like awesome. But there are some parks that still will be like, no, it's crazy. I've been to some. You're like, no. So he pulls out, guys. He pulls out his business cards.
Yep.
And first of all, I've never seen anybody do this. The man gives me a business card. I didn't ask for it. he gives me a business card, and I'm like, okay, cool. And I kept it, and I was like, yeah, I'll check you out. And I remember, I think I said, where can I find you? You flip the card over for me, and then you show me.
Everything was there.
Everything was there, but I'm like, I forgot. I was like, where's the best place that I can reach out to you? And I think it was, I said Twitter. That was the most active, but you didn't start growing your Twitter yet. So you try to lead me to Facebook, but me at the time, my Facebook's growing tremendously now, which is ironic. I was the opposite. I was more Twitter trying to push other things. So it swapped, but it's funny. And then we just talked for a good while. And then Danny's like, oh, I want the three of us. We're YouTubers. I want us to get on Pandemonium so I can get a POV of us right now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I've already written it multiple times. I have a reservation to go to see Aladdin on opening day.
Yeah.
So I left to see the premiere of Aladdin. You're like,
I was like,
come on,
you're lost. I just went down with Pandemonium.
Well, you asked one more time, and then I was like, oh no, it's all right.
So was like, I don't know.
Yeah, but you did.
Here's you two filming me on the ride as I'm like, I told you to come on.
And then you did added me to your video, like, oh, this is Miguel the Annual Passholder, all this stuff. Which by the way, at that time, I just went by Annual Passholder, guys. I wasn't Miguel the Annual Passholder. I just went by Annual Passholder. But when I would do an intro, I would say Miguel the Annual Passholder because but I was just Annual Passholder. And then you went on the ride and you shouted me out in that video. I shouted you out in mine, and also Pop. So Danny kept hitting me up, guys, just saying like, oh, like we should link up. We're both Six Flags. We should take over this park. And I'm like, okay. But he kept going to Six Flags, and I kept venturing out and going to Disney and other places, Busch Gardens, all that stuff. So he kept grinding and doing Six Flags. And then eventually, when did we actually like link up though?
It was like the end of that summer.
It was in June.
Yeah.
We went, which was a great day, by the way. Because we went around like 5 or 6. Yes, it was around 5 or 6, and the park was dead. It was a great day, and I remember that.
It was a hot day too.
It was hot. Yeah, we went on so many rides within like a 20-minute span. It was awesome, and it's one of the memories that I actually have a Mindbender. It's weird riding it with you two. Yeah, like. I don't really remember that ride much.
That's right. We did the Mine Train. We did Justice League. We did Scream Machine. We did.
Wow.
We did Mindbender. We did Batman.
We did.
Batman.
Batman was such a good ride. Yep. That thing was running quick. We were front row.
They switched the speed on that thing, and
it happened right before then.
That thing was nice and warmed up,
it was a good day. You documented something super rare, good sir. You got stuck on a roller coaster.
Oh gosh, that was like our third video.
Hey, it happened. It's documented. It's out there on YouTube. What was that like from your perspective? I know Jess was terrified.
I remember terrified, but I couldn't show my excitement for it because of her.
Why were you so excited?
Because you getting stuck on a ride. How often does that happen?
What was the ride? What happened?
Oh my gosh, it was Blue Hawk. Oh gosh. So Blue Hawk has been going up this hill. The Six Flags over Georgia Blue Hawk, and it's been going up the chain hill so slow. So it was should have known better before we got on this ride because the car before us was going up. It was like click, click, click.
Yeah.
And then we got on there, it was going click, click.
Even slower.
Click. And then all of a sudden it got to the top of the hill and it was like click, clunk. Just like what happened? What happened? I go, well,
did it make a noise?
Huh?
Did it make a noise?
You hear it in the video.
Oh wow, I gotta go back and
go up, and as soon as it got up to the last, safety catch, when it rolled back, it went clunk. And then all of a sudden you hear everybody on the car go, whoa! And I'm like, I'm like,
was it a full train? Like a lot of people? Because this was summertime, right?
A full train.
Jeez.
Like I actually have the camera on the ride, but
Yes.
this is well before media day. Now Danny plays by the rules. So look,
Right.
really, I'm going to get into that in a second too, and why we actually play by the rules. But
Yeah.
we're up there, and we're like at the peak of the left, to the point
Okay.
where I turn my head and we're over the loop. Okay, so that's how high we are. I
Yeah.
turn around and I see Skyscreamer behind me, and and I turn my head and I see Jess's eyes closed, going, "No, no!" I'm like, Jess,
It's all documented, guys. Yes.
they may have us walk off this. Would be awesome for the channel, She's like, "I am not walking. I am. They better move this thing. They better move this." And I'm laughing, and here comes some kid walking up in just like a traffic vest, right?
Yeah.
Right,
Yes, they
orange traffic vest.
have.
I'm like, where is your safety harness? What are you doing?
Yeah,
You're
they're supposed to have that latch
years
to the
old.
handrail. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, none of that. I'm like, what are you doing? Are you crazy? Well, they don't
But
really
didn't it
have
start back?
huh?
The ride started though, and you finished
Oh
the
yeah.
ride.
Well, here's
Yeah.
so I turn my head, and you probably seen him around. He has the maintenance guy in Six Flags. He has the big
Yeah.
bushy
I've
mustache, his
seen
white hair. Like he's old. Like he's been there forever. Like he's old. And here come, looking like Doc from Back to the Future with the big like cowboy mustache, waddling over. And I'm
He
like, this is
saved
what's
the
gonna get
day.
the party started.
Saved the day though. He saved the day.
He did.
Doc Brown fixed the
Like
coaster and you
usual,
had a good ride.
Doc Emmett Brown has saved the day. Way should I go?
It's crazy because that at the time was like your most popular video at the time for
Yeah,
a while till like
yeah.
other ones took over. But yeah, that one people wanted to see that. And plus you have the thumbnail has it's funny, it's like you smiling, you're happy.
Jess's eyes are closed. Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
then
know what you're
it's
talking
like
about.
stuck on a roller coaster. So simple,
Yep.
so basic, but it grabbed people's attention. The video did well. You guys should definitely, again, check it out if you haven't. So a video series that did really well that you guys tackled the parks from POVs to preview events to the actual first day, which
Yep.
we had a lot of fun with. Fright Fest goes back to your origin with Halloween, horror, all that stuff. Fright
Yep.
Fest at Six Flags Over Georgia last year, 2019. That video the whole series of videos did very well. Like,
Yeah,
what,
it did.
was that shocking to you? Because that's your forte, like
No,
horror.
honestly,
Halloween,
it
you
really
knew you were gonna kill it.
that was my mission.
Yeah.
Because realistically, going in there, I knew what people wanted to see. Like I know, like we know haunted attractions and stuff like
Correct.
that. So
Yeah.
we knew what we like. It brings people to the table for that stuff. We know how to keep you going on that. You're watching something like that, you're gonna want to see something scary. So, my B rolls were mostly, of ghouls and whatever, things like that. Especially with like we did POVs going through the haunts and stuff like that,
Yeah.
to the homes and stuff, and really like I didn't give you the haunted house in its full layout.
Yes.
I took it and I broke it up.
Correct.
This way, if you watched it, you didn't really know what was coming. Like you thought you knew what was coming around that corner.
Yeah, you mentioned that with editing, you switched it up.
Right. Like you now.
Which is smart though, because people would begin to start watching your content. The video did very well. Thousands of people watched and whatnot. So you didn't want to ruin it for Six Flags, which you really care about the park and like the park.
Yeah.
Slash for the guests to go through the haunt.
Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. It really wasn't so much for the viewer.
Yeah.
Watching it, like if you were gonna watch it, this brings me back to the whole POV thing. Is if you're going to watch it and ruin it for yourself,
correct,
then
some people don't mind spoiling in advance, and then some people can't help themselves but click it. But really, you kind of want to save them from ruining it for themselves.
Right.
So it's smart of you to switch up what was happening. So when they went through the haunt, they wouldn't turn their head to the left and expect it, so to speak.
Me doing that was more out of respect for the scare actors.
Correct.
On because
you honestly, understood.
I know the work that they're doing. They want to scare you. They're paid to scare you. Okay, they want to make you cry.
So the least that you would want them to do, or is to have it ruined.
Yeah, I don't want you to walk around the corner and be like, "Well, I saw this in Two Real Geeks video, when around this corner there's a man right there. He's gonna pop out." Well, guess what? There wasn't. That man was somewhere in there, but he wasn't there.
He was in the third room, not that one that you think.
Or, then it's taken the first scene and then the last room and put it right after the first.
Very creative, actually.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I didn't want to, disrespect them in that.
What made you think about doing that, though? I know you wanted to show some form of respect towards them because you understood and you understand what they're going through, the scare actors. But as far as a content creator in the editing process, what made you think to do that? Because that's actually creative.
It wasn't really more as a content creator. It was more as the manager of a haunted house stepped into me, and I didn't want to give away everything. I gave you everything in that place, but I didn't give you it in the right order. I wanted you to go in there and still have some kind of shock factor in there.
But content creator side of you kind of helped with the manager of a haunt side of you kind of blended and worked together. So it worked out. It was creative.
Exactly.
Now I wonder, do you think people know this outside? Well, they're gonna know now that you switched up the POV format of what the layout. But did people know that before last year?
People really said that. I had never had any comments about it, or people never came to me and said anything about it. So
interesting. You guys have learned something new on the Q podcast. Nice. Thank you for sharing, Danny. Thank you.
Not a problem. That's our little secret real quick there,
Now everybody knows.
I swear. Yeah. You're gonna see it everywhere now.
It's good. It's trademarked by you guys. With you being a YouTuber, content creator, you guys do theme parks, but just adventurous and fun. What's your biggest struggle, you two, as content creators? Like, no need to be humble, no need to all that stuff. Just be genuine.
Our biggest struggle is really getting out and finding more things outside of our area. Like, you tie down, like we're here in Atlanta. Like, I'm not even talking with anything going on right now. I'm just saying in general right now. Like, realistically,
you have to be very creative. Yes.
To get out and about anywhere, it's just not easy. And once you're in a city, unless you're really focusing on, like, say, like here in Atlanta, like, unless you're really focusing on Atlanta,
yes.
What are you going? Like, our channel's not an Atlanta channel. Like, oh yeah, come to Atlanta. No, it's not. It's not that. Yeah. Our biggest struggle here in Georgia is that everything is, a minimum of a 2-hour drive one way.
Yes. So for things that you might want to do, you kind of have to commute to do.
Shoot, we talked about, jokingly and stuff, but not really, like, really jokingly. And it's like, let's get an RV and just drive.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I want to get out and, like, yeah, we like theme parks and stuff.
But that's not,
you can tell we like them, but that's not what I want my channel to be. Mostly about, like, we have a good share of, theme park people that watch our stuff. We have, just regular people, and I want you to
people who like adventures and stuff, which is awesome. So what that means is what you guys get. He's a great guy. Jess is a great gal, and I never use that word. Oh, I gotta use
it. Weird word. I'm sorry.
It is a weird word. Gal. Like, it's a weird word.
All right. Like, were you a cowboy? Like, what?
Something came out of me, and I just became a cow. I don't know what's going on right now.
Yeah, Southern cowboy came out of you, partner.
I can't help it, y'all. I don't know, but
turns 70 Sam on us.
I apologize. You mentioned your live streams.
Yes.
What the midnight hangout? Why midnight, guys? They live stream at midnight on Saturday. Well, technically it's Sunday morning. If you want to actually be
Saturday. Well, now the name changed.
I'm saying
But it's basically the midnight hangout still.
Before it was like a Pleasure Island thing, from
we were trying to go off with the whole Disney vibe with the whole Pleasure Island thing. Like, it's midnight, let's play. Pleasure Island was the place to be, for adults and teens, and let's
Downtown
party.
Disney was the move, man.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
So Pleasure Island, I went to Pleasure Island, so it was like, all right, well, most of our people were Disney, subscribers and things like that. So I'm like, all right, cool, go with the whole vibe,
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, this is kind of like not the direction I want to take this.
I enjoyed it, and people enjoyed it. You guys filled a void, is what I'm saying. You guys filled a void of everybody was getting off around, let's say 10:30. If you guys can stay up
in the midnight stream, I'm saying I'm talking the name right now. We're still live on midnight.
Oh, I know you guys are. I'm talking about that origin though.
Strong
the beginning of you guys hitting the midnight. I'm just curious as to why.
Bad. We were going through a cell phone. Oh my gosh, man! Please don't remind me of the original
cell phone days.
It wasn't even Stream. It was Streamlabs.
Oh, sorry, Streamlabs. That's what I meant.
Man, cell phone, and oh my gosh, man, that was horrible.
They're on the channel, guys. If you want to go back and watch those.
Please don't.
But again, Danny, you guys did it. You guys had fun. You guys used to also have topics to talk about.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a hangout.
The thing is, the topic nights didn't work. People didn't want it.
I liked it.
I know, but majority of the people coming in, like we were watching video, the numbers in the chat and all that. And when we did topics, people would come in. They want to see us just being random mostly. You know what? Maybe we could do a throwback episode for
the third Saturday of the month.
Maybe one every 3 months. But
it wouldn't work. It wouldn't
work. It wouldn't. I'm just saying that whole format, just like, oh my gosh, man.
It's really. Danny doesn't like to plan things, and on this other side of this camera, myself, I'm the complete opposite.
Yeah, but no. Danny plans things.
Danny does not plan things all the time.
Not for the channel. Not for the channel.
That's what we're talking about.
Other than as a person, Danny plans things.
Danny's trying to do a love connection type of thing. Make sure you guys like him.
That's exactly.
In reality. We're speaking to the panel.
So it's spur of the moment where we find places and we just go.
Yeah.
We upload videos as soon as we can, and we just make it fun. We want you to come with us everywhere, and that's what it is.
I'll say too, you're like Quick Draw McGraw with the whole get it up quick type of thing. Like editing.
I'm always on the next adventure. It's honestly, I would love to go daily. I really would, and I would definitely push daily videos out 100%. And the editing,
hard, man, I know
it is. I just did the whole Disney POV series, and I know
actually I did that 31-day October thing, and we ended it. Guys, we ended it with an amazing show where Danny and I dressed up. It ended on Halloween.
Oh my gosh, yes.
It's weird. It was one of the most fun live streams I've ever done, and that we've ever done.
Yeah.
But that video did terrible numbers wise.
Well, that's we were brand new at this.
This is true.
You know what I mean? It wasn't like we are now. We weren't established.
For
where we were, I was happy with what we had.
Do you want to speak on Theme Park Fix? I hinted it kind of earlier in this podcast, but Theme Park Fix.
What's that?
Theme Park Fix is an amazing live stream show.
We're fixing theme parks now?
That happened every Wednesday. That happened every Wednesday. That was brought to you at the time by theliveplace.com. Yep. And it was so unique that you and I did. And
it 100% was.
It was actually groundbreaking, innovative, and it was an amazing
show. It deserved more viewers than it did. Honestly, we thought it we thought it was going to get more, and
it deserved it. It for sure deserved it because of the format of what it was doing, and also honestly, be real with what was going on the liveplace.com. We weren't really what people were searching for.
No, it was the liveplace.com at the time was more Disney.
Yes.
Than anything else, but now it's a good share of everything on there. And
it's very good mix of things now, and we'll both say that equally. And also both of our solo live streams, so the Midnight Hangout that Two Real Geeks has, and then also my Martes Mundo of Theme Parks with Miguel every Tuesday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
How did you choose that name?
Oh, do you want to? Okay.
Like I feel like you don't speak Spanish, really, do you? I've never heard you speak Spanish, but not like I do.
Just start speaking Spanish right now on the fly. Nobody asked. So we were doing Theme Park Fix, and then I saw you doing your midnight stream solo on YouTube. So I'm like, oh man, you kept telling me you should start streaming, Miguel. You should start streaming solo too. And I'm like, I don't know about it. I don't know.
You were afraid to.
Well, I'll touch on that too.
You were like, I don't know, nobody's gonna watch. I'm like, dude, just do it.
No, I never said that. But
that's what I got from it. You didn't say that.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you because I'll touch on why. I'll touch on why I don't blame you. The first one wasn't that. It was the first solo stream wasn't even by myself. It had you and Tony on it.
Yeah.
And it was 3.5 hours talking about Disney Plus and Mickey's Very Merry Christmas. Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party and some other stuff. Oh, and what was going on with the whole YouTube?
When you started it was like in like December or something?
It was recent. The whole Copa thing with
all that.
Yeah, it was around that. But then finally I did it by myself, and I came up with a name to answer your question since you asked me one. I came up with a name because I wanted it to be unique, but also weird. And then I'm half Hispanic, so I wanted to throw something in there. So to answer, I do not speak fluent Spanish. So therefore, if you guys don't know, so here, you guys can hear this. The Martes Mundo of Theme Parks with Miguel show is Spanglish, and it's also poor Spanish. So that's what it's about. So it's Tuesday World of Theme Parks. But I chose Tuesday night. Everything's strategic with me. That time of 9:30 and that day is all has a purpose. Because I looked at the live place, and guys, this is the true story. I looked at the liveplace.com, saw the list of everybody that was streaming, and I saw nobody was really hitting that time, or nobody that was big, so to speak, was hitting that time. So I was like, let me slide in here. I feel like nobody's streaming after me, and nobody's streaming. Well, people are streaming before me, but nobody's streaming this slot or after me. So when they're done with those, they're gonna come here. And it started in what you were mentioning about. You had the impression by me that I didn't want to do it. Yeah, I would stream guys for 3 to 4 people a night, or a week.
That's how I started.
And no engagement, barely any engagement. So what you guys see now with my Tuesday live streams that have 21 plus people now going, it's great. And it's growing.
And people actually watching the streams after they run on.
Tremendous growth after. So loyal fans love and shout out to the Passholder family community. You guys are amazing. You guys know that. Yeah, it didn't always be like that. So I had to, and Danny knows this and witness, I had to create a show. I couldn't just live. I couldn't go live because I'm by myself. And Danny would like applaud me for that because it would be difficult. Danny has just as Danny. Yeah. Even if nobody's there, you guys can just talk to each other. And
right.
I was by myself. So I had to come up with topics to create a show for you guys to make it interesting. So that is the origin of the Tuesday night live stream. It did not start fun. And
I never really even thought of that. Like, it's like, we have it pretty easy on that. Like, it's not like I'm sitting here talking to a screen the whole time to nobody, just myself.
There's nobody here. There's nobody here. I can't hear you. You guys hear me. So I had to come up with topics, the theme park news shows, news updates. And I had to just like create banners and different stuff and really just plug and just nail it. So that's how that happened. So
Well,
it's crazy, but theme
for
parks.
you, though, let me ask you, do you think that's locking your what you are expected to put out into like just theme parks, or do you think that you can do more than just theme parks? You know, like if you went to a Comic-Con, you know, are you going to get the same type of responses as, you know?
Would people be interested if I did
Yeah,
other?
do you think, because we've talked about this with, you know, we've seen channels where they get, you know, genre locked and stuff, you know. Do you
That
think
makes
that
sense.
you would?
Well, you know, I pride myself. I showed you pictures and stuff. Theme parks go all the way back. This is my passion.
Right.
I'm a theme park, and trying to expand more on roller coaster content as well. But could I do something else? Yes, I do believe I can now because of I've grinded and worked very hard to build a not just my channel, but to build a community. I've
Right.
worked hard to build a community where they actually are loyal and follow, and it's amazing. Again, shout out to the Passholder family community, because I do feel and I do want to, and I've spoken to you like you just mentioned. I want to do cons. That's a passion of mine. I love them, and I want to do cons on my channel. And I was going to hit up what Dragon Con would have been in a few weeks. Yeah, Labor Day. So that's coming up not too far from here, and I was going to start with that. That was going to be my whole test of bringing that in here. I plan out what I'm going to do when I vlog, but I always have a good time and have fun. I just make sure that I have
That's
tasks.
what I'm saying too, is for someone like you at a convention, you're gonna go, you're gonna plan out where you're gonna do it. Okay. Okay. I'm just making sure that you weren't going into a con with that mind. It's not gonna work.
Look, with a theme park that or something that I do quite frequently, you have to be original and keep it fresh.
Exactly.
But a con or another theme park or something else that I've never been to, I don't know what to expect. So therefore, I go and have fun. You guys are seeing my adventure as is. There's no planning. So, for example, though, with theme parks, I aim to hit up roller coasters. That's my thing, is because I'm not gonna walk around the show, oh, this restaurant, this or that, like I would at Six Flags Over Georgia, because I have more time and you guys have seen other things. But if I hit up a new park,
it's almost the same thing in a theme park. We don't I'm not aiming for rides.
Yes.
You know what we talked about.
I aim for rides when I hit up a whole new park I've never been to.
What I'm aiming for in the park is for me and Jess.
Yeah.
It's how we're having fun in the. If we show you something, we're going to show you things in the park, but I'm not. That's not my. It's the fun in the parks. So
and
it's fun to watch those two different aspects.
That's the thing. That's exactly what I was saying with me starting YouTube and being a content creator, and then what made me gravitate to you all was it's a different perspective. It's a whole different mold, different model, and we all can coexist in this realm. There's so much room for different YouTubers and different content creators that can hit up the same park and coexist and not have any issues or conflict. So that's what I like, that we could do the same thing, or not the same thing, but both vlogging, go to the same parks, and have different experiences that you guys can all watch. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
100% on that.
So real quick, you spoke on cons?
Yeah.
Dragon Con or MomoCon?
Momo.
I actually like it. I agree, because I actually like more of what MomoCon is about. It mainly because it throws in more of the gaming aspect for me. That's
right. And I like I'm more of a huge gamer too, but it's also a smaller con.
It is, yeah.
It's not as crazy as Dragon Con. Dragon Con is people from internationally come to Dragon Con. It's just there's everywhere you go, you'll see a dinosaur running around the streets of Atlanta during.
I've seen it.
There's a whole group. There's a group dedicated to these the dinosaur costumes. Okay, they do zombie crawl.
It's great. You'll see them in the parade walking around.
That whole zombie crawl that they dress up as zombies and stuff, and all, like, you name it, it's done. It's just a 4-day event.
It's so fun.
Parties non-stop.
You know what's crazy though?
Mm.
It's crazy how, again, it's not going to happen this year. Like speaking, like say coming up more so soon.
Technically, it quote unquote is. We are, being in the 501st and
Yeah.
Revolution and stuff like that. I don't know if any of you've seen Dragon Con Parade or anything, but I was one of 5 people that actually made
Crawler.
a 13.5-foot sand crawler. It's actually in one of our videos from our St. Patrick's Day parade video.
He's being modest and downplaying how awesome this thing is, guys.
I mean, I was a part of the creation team on this thing, so
also, yes, you were. And what's amazing, one of the videos, you set up the camera and you show you guys setting it up.
Time lapse on it.
Yeah, the time lapse on it, which was awesome.
That's the St. Patrick's Day parade one.
Yeah. But everything's going virtual now.
Yeah, everything's virtual. So
MomoCon it went virtual.
MomoCon was virtual. Cool. New York Comic Con is virtual.
Yeah.
San Diego Comic Con went virtual.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything about PAX yet, so I don't know if that was up with that.
Hey, do you think that Dragon Con's gonna do a Dragon Con Animal Crossing?
Like MomoCon did?
Yeah, like MomoCon did?
If they're smart, they would, but I don't
do it.
I don't think they're going to, because that's just a lot of people bombarding that.
You had to sign up in advance.
Those things they gave you a time slot and the code and stuff like that.
I couldn't get in.
The whole process.
But if you and I can get in, are we doing it?
Oh, I would. Heck yeah.
But what we're talking about, guys, is
there's actually cool. Yeah, so going virtual is they're doing all the panels and things like that online. So basically, the speakers are still speaking.
Yes,
but instead of paying, it's like $30 or something like that for Dragon Con TV. They're doing it for free this year. Yeah, which is awesome.
But you guys doing adventures and all that stuff is amazing. But outside of that, though, outside of what you guys actually do, if you were to start another YouTube channel, right, what would it be about? So none of the stuff you guys do right now on your channel, none of the stuff you guys do are interested in.
That's hard because we do everything.
None of the stuff. But is it where a genre?
Does that include the dog also? Because
if it ever appeared on your channel, it cannot appear in the second channel.
No, that's hard because everything is on my channel, Miguel.
It cannot exist on the second channel. YouTube is only having you choose one genre that can only happen. It can't be cooking. It can't be. It can't be riding bikes.
So it can't be cooking.
Theme parks. It can't be cooking. It can't be dogs.
It can't be attractions. It can't be museums. It can't be Comic Cons. It can't be video games. It can't be.
It can't be.
Hiking in the woods. It can't be swimming in the middle in a pool.
It can only be one genre of another channel. Another channel that you created.
For me to do is like stargazing. I mean,
well, there's your answer.
Oh man, I've never thought of this. Like, I've never really I can't even sit here and be like, oh, Comic Con or comic books because we do Comic Con. It's like,
wow, no, you can't. So your second channel would be about stargazing.
You know what?
Honestly, you have to go. Well, you already said it, so you have to go.
If I honestly realistically, if I started a second channel, it would probably be paranormal.
Let me think. Have you done any of that?
I have not done any paranormal.
Not a check
in the future, though.
Okay.
It is in the future, but
about the stargazing thing, what was that about?
I don't know. It was just something that the window was open right here, and it started.
Are you into stargazing though in real life?
No. Not at all.
Oh, he misled you guys. He misled me. Okay. But with that being said, Danny, the train is here. It is time to get on Goliath. I have to ask you one last thing. Where are we sitting?
Where are we sitting? On Goliath? We're in the back, buddy.
Back row, baby, all day.
That view is amazing.
Whole skyline.
Just going through the helix right there, and you're watching that front car pull you through. Oh, man.
Airtime. But it's time to get on Goliath, Danny. Back row, my favorite place to be on Goliath, and a lot of coasters. So guys, make sure you guys subscribe and check out Two Real Geeks. Danny, it was a pleasure. Thank you so much. Links will be in the description down below. And for you guys listening on SoundCloud, it's all in the description box below. All that good stuff. Thank you, Danny, good sir, for being a wonderful person, a great guest. I appreciate you.
Not a problem.
All right, guys, we'll catch you next time in the queue. Have a good night, guys.